Tonight, I uncover the woman version of John Wick who turns out to be an old lady. The nation's school report card is out and it's the worst it's ever been, and we'll look at a high school sports dispute. Stay tuned to find out exactly what happened. It's all right here in Anthony Dell Tonight. It's a new year. Same show, same shenanigans. This is Anthony Dell Tonight. I found a grandmother who's also a murderer. She's like the John Wick of grandmas. I've never seen anything like it. We got the nation's report card is out and about. It's the worst it's ever been. And there was a high school sports dispute over gender in sports that I thought would be a good idea to cover because why not at this point? This is Anthony Dell Tonight in 2026. Thank you so much for joining me. The grandmother for hire. That's what I'm calling this thing. So essentially, in Florida, because where else would this take place? That's where all these things take place, is in Florida, because that state is just breeding nonsense. Some of the crazy stories are from that state, but nonetheless, here's another one that I'll add to the fire. A grandmother in the state of Florida is charged with a first-degree murder of her daughter's husband or her son-in-law. So essentially, they were disputing about moving out of the state. They wanted to get away from the grandmother who really loved her grandkids. And essentially, she hired a hitman to kill him. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to support the channel. Check out the link in the description to join the Patreon to get access to the Discord, be a part of the Green Room, suggest topics for the show, all that good stuff. Be a part of the community. We're building a community around here. Let's see what's going on in Florida.
A first-degree murder. Mrs. Adelson, control yourself.
75-year-old grandmother Donna Adelson was visibly shaken as a jury convicted her of first-degree murder in the killing of her former son-in-law, Daniel Markel. She's accused of orchestrating a murder-for-hire plot with her son and several others to have Markel killed. Markel, a Florida State University law professor, was gunned down by hitmen in the driveway of his Tallahassee home in 2014. At the time, Markel and Adelson's daughter, Wendy, were divorced and in a bitter custody battle. Wendy wanted to relocate their children to South Florida to be closer to her mother, Donna, and other family. But when a judge ruled against her and Markel refused to move, prosecutors say the Adelson family took matters into their own hands.
I'm sorry that there's not a smoking gun, but she was too smart for that. She thought about it, she planned it, she made sure we could never get her.
Adelson was arrested at Miami Airport in 2023 as she was about to board a flight to Vietnam, a non-extradition country.
I mean, y'all decide if it's a vacation.
Adelson's lawyers claiming there was insufficient evidence linking her to the murder plot.
There's not a single piece of evidence that connects my client to that murder.
Instead, her lawyers tried to cast doubt on Wendy, who has not been charged and denies any involvement in the plot. After the verdict, Markel's family addressing the court. Adelson, seen here in the background, shaking and crying.
Danny's absence and that leaves a hole at the center of our lives, no matter where we go.
For anyone to commit such a cold-blooded, unprovoked act of murder is horrific. And my only short question to Donna, was it worth it?
Adelson is the fifth person convicted in Markel's murder. Her son Charlie is currently serving a life sentence. When she's sentenced, Donna Adelson also faces life in prison.
Woo! Let's start off 2026 with a murder mystery. So yeah, basically, a South Florida grandmother, old Gam Gam. How you gonna throw Gam Gam in prison? Grandmother was convicted of murder on Thursday in the killing of her former son-in-law, a law professor who was shot and killed in 2014 while locked in custody battle with his ex-wife. The grandmother's daughter had wanted their children to move closer to her family, but a judge ruled against her, and her ex-husband refused to relocate. You should have moved, pal. You should have moved. Now look at you. Sorry. Prosecutors argued that was when the grandmother took matters into her own hands and orchestrated her former son-in-law's killing. Orchestrated, key word there. Like oh, dun, 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 dun. Sniper to the back of the head, the head. Yes. Orchestrated her former son-in-law's killing. Her daughter has denied any involvement and has not been charged. Thank you so much, ABC News. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. So here is more shenanigans from the state of Florida. This is a juicy, juicy case. Now, old story, new story. This occurred in 2014, but I think she just got caught. They were developing this case against grandma. She's seen crying here. She's bugging out because she knows she's been caught red-handed. I love I think that was the daughter. The daughter saying she thought about this. She plot this. She's too damn smart. Apparently not smart enough. This is family affair going forward. This is going to become the new norm as the story begins to circulate and get out there more. You're going to have people feeling like, you know what, I can get away with this thing. I can get, they're bothering me. They're bothering me. All right, my son's been living in my basement. I can't do this anymore. It's time to orchestrate the hit. It's time to call the job. It's time to get this thing going. Get the job done. Tragic story. But it's a story about family. It's a story about family in America. It's about love. It's about betrayal. It's about triumph and victory. I'm sure she felt victorious. I'm sure she felt victorious after getting the job done. That was the state attorney that said what I was talking about, by the way. The best part about this whole thing is the trip to Vietnam. Is it a vacation to Vietnam? You decide. What if it is? What if it is? How dare you? How dare you? What? Can't go to Vietnam? What if she wanted to go to Vietnam for vacation? It's warm there. It's out there, you know what I mean? It's Vietnam. Not everyone goes there. It's different. You're trying to move different. Grandma's trying to move differently. She's trying to, dodge a case, and she's just trying to be in Vietnam. I don't think she'd make it a year in Vietnam. I think she'd have to come back. She doesn't look like the Vietnam type. But this is the kind of stories we love around here. This is the kind of stories we really love around here. And if there's one thing missing for this nation, which I've said before in the past, if there's one thing missing, it's the case, right? This country came together on the O.J. Simpson case. I wasn't even alive, and I know that shit. Everyone was just biting their nails, edge of their seats. Conversation at the breakfast table, conversation at the bar. It's on the news. It's on the televisions everywhere. The Bronco. Did he do it? The glove. It's all there. Kardashians. It's all there. It sets up everything where we are now. And that's what we're missing. We need that. We need more cases. We need more cases. We need more killer grandmas. Of course, I'm kidding. To an extent. No. I'm kidding. But she really orchestrated the shit like a boss. At the show here, I do minimal research. It's not easy, though. Let me see you find stories and fucking... If you're sitting there, oh, he doesn't do the research. He doesn't do the research on the topics. Oh, no. What kind of show is this? You do it. You do it. You find stories and go off the dome. Anyway. So I don't know. So it says 2014 when he was killed. This looks like a picture from 2014. You could tell by photos. Like, there's just a thing about photos. Like, even if it's just the most nothing photo, like those two just hugging together. It's the way the hair is, the glasses, the way they look, the way they're smiling. There's a different aura to the picture. And I would say, like, 2015, 14 sort of aura to the photo. Nonetheless, what was I saying? Right. Whether, so she must have got caught just now. She must have just gotten caught and she's screwed. Her life flashed before her eyes and now she's going to be in prison for the rest of her life. Does grandma deserve that sentence? She's so shocked. She's so shocked.
75-year-old
Control yourself, lady. No. Who controls themselves getting life in prison? She's a murderer. It doesn't matter what she thinks. But still, if you get life in prison, am I going to sit there and be like, no, I'm going to be like, oh, no. Damn. Damn. Objection. Fight that thing to the bitter end. Look, viewer discretion is advised. Don't murder your family members. That's not a good idea. Goes without saying, don't murder your family members. It's just not a good idea. It's not a good idea. Have good old arguments and call them nasty names and talk behind their back and make it as hard as possible to get shit done as a unit. Don't do what grandma did and murder this guy. Murder this poor guy. Tragic story, an American story, an heroic story about law in America. It's epic. It's epic. It's not good, but you can't sit there and be like, come on, like that's a terrible story. It's so sad. What a terrible lady. Yes, all that stuff. But is it not epic? Is it not epic? It's infighting. It's disagreements. It's her in an old lady chair. You know what I mean? I'm going to reenact the moment she put on the hit. Bring, bring. She has an old phone. Bring, 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 bring. Is it done? Good. Dispose of the body. I'm going to buy the Vietnam tickets in 2 weeks. They'll never get me. She just hangs up. The money will be wired to you tomorrow. She hangs up. Oh, they're never gonna suspect an old lady to have a killing. How rich. May the man rest in peace and may she burn in hell. Quite the story here to add on. The Nation's report card is out. This is the nation as a whole and how the school kids are performing in America. Newsflash, it's not good. Full discretion, it's dog water. The kids aren't learning. Let's take a look and see what the grades are.
The Nation's report card shows America's high school seniors have the worst math and reading scores in more than 2 decades. And the first data since 2019 also shows 8th graders falling further behind in science.
The new test scores from the National Assessment of Educational Progress show only 35% of 12th graders are proficient in reading, the lowest in testing history dating back to 1992. Just 22% were proficient in math, and 31% of 8th graders meet the proficiency in science.
Our nation's report card is abysmal right now.
Jeannie Allen runs the Center for Education Reform.
States have to give power to parents and to local educators and to entrepreneurs who want to start the kinds of programs in schools that we see are working across the board. We do not change the landscape. We do not change the results.
Comp Sci High School in New York City is defying the nationwide downward trend in test scores. David Noah heads up the charter school.
How much do you think the use of cell phones, computers, has affected the reading scores in particular?
It's had a huge impact, but I think it's not irreversible. We have to adapt and adjust as schools, as parents, to make sure that we are still making the case for the value of reading in a world that is really different than it was 10 or 20 years ago.
4 days a week, students here spend 35 minutes reading outside of English class. That emphasis on literacy has helped raise students' test scores here, Noah says, not only in reading, but also in math and science.
So David, Noah recommends parents ask teachers how much time is set aside just for reading during school, and how do teachers know that students aren't being distracted by a device? So at Comp Sci High School, cell phones have actually been banned since the school opened in 2018.
Right. This is like, it's the smoking gun. This is something we all knew. We all knew about this, right? It's in the back of our minds, like, oh yeah, and the kids are retarded. One of the key things to note here is that he said this is a different world than it was 10 years ago. Bro, it's a different world than it was 2 years ago. Are you kidding me? What? How? What high school senior wants to read Charlotte's Web, wants to read a damn book and write a book report when they go on their phone and someone their age or younger or like 2 years older than them out of high school is making millions of dollars vlogging themselves, and they're on a jet ski Monday through Friday at 9 to 5. Jet Ski Chronicles. What high school senior is supposed to lock in on mathematics when there's just their peers are out there and it's in a box in their hand and they're looking at this all day? They're going, I might want to be a mathematician, but Jake Paul's a billionaire and all he did was vlog and box. I think I got a few fights in me. How are you supposed to focus? How can you focus? At least when I was in high school, damn, I mean, it wasn't that crazy. It was prevalent. It was very prevalent. Like we all, we all knew what was going on, but it's not what it is now. It's not what it is now. You didn't see the level of creation and creativity from individuals that you see now on social media. You didn't see the freedom that it's been giving a lot of people to do the things that they want to do and make a killing. That's exactly what you're seeing. So, yeah, if you send your kids to a public school, it's going to be a lot harder. I'm sure their grades will suffer unless they're incredibly, incredibly gifted, or they're just locked in and they just have a path that they see and that they want, that they understand for themselves. They want to be a doctor. They want to be a teacher. They want to do mathematics. They want to do science. Whatever it is, they want to do English. They want to write. Of course, one of the key tenets here is reading, right? You got to know how to read. What are you talking about? We got to know how to read. That's like the one thing school should be teaching. It's like, yo, can you read? All right. Like, at least you can read. At least they can read. We'll go from there. You can't, if you're pushing people out into the world and they can't fucking read, what are you gonna do? Can't read? No books? You can't read Charlotte's Web? This is a fascinating story, but I like what this school is doing here.
We have to adapt and adjust as schools, as parents, to make sure that we are still making the case for the value of reading in a world that is really different than it was 10.
There's always going to be a case for the value of reading, right? You don't need to make a case for the value of reading. There's always, you can't do anything. You can't do anything. Everyone can talk about the future's AI, the future's programming, the future's this, currency, crypto, banking, all the noise and everything. You can't carve your teeth into that if you can't read. You got to know how to read what the hell is being put down. Now, that's at least in the macro or in the micro. In the macro, fuck, I don't know. Shit, will reading be around forever? Nah, probably not. Probably not. Information will just get beamed to your head and you'll just hear voices in your head. We'll all be schizophrenic. That's the future for America. alarming data. It's the first look at national test scores since before the pandemic in 2019. So we were already on a downward trend. It was probably like that over time. And then like 2019, it was just straight down into the dumps, into the depths. There's no coming back from this. Or maybe there is. I mean, I think there could be. There's a chance to come back. But what does the future of the schools need to look like? I'm going to put this down right now. Make me the head of the Department of Education. Bring it back. I'll bring it back. We'll do it right. We'll do it big. We'll do it grand. We'll do it easy. It's very, very simple. What do kids need to know? Okay. First period. Okay, we got 9 periods. First period. Reading. Reading 101. That's freshman year. High school. 4 years. Reading 101. Goes up to reading 104. Reading 104 includes public speaking, all that nonsense. Creative writing. Maybe junior year. Okay, reading. Boom. You're just going to go to class and we're just going to read books. We're just going to read books and we're going to talk about the books. And we're going to be there. Perfect class for first period. Easy. Kids will be tired, but they'll just have to sit there and just and they'll just have to read. Second period, let's go right to science. Let's go right to science class. Let's stimulate the mind now. Okay, it's time to really wake up, get the gears rolling, get the gears going. Let's see some cool experiments. I'm talking about test tubes with goggles and the pouring of the mixtures and the foam. It really stimulates the mind. And okay, third period will be social media time, social media hour, and how to do social media. So you get on your phone, everyone get on their phone and just scroll for hours and take notes mentally on what you see out there and tell us how you feel after. Share how you feel the last 10 minutes of class. We'll sit in a circle. Talk about what you saw, how it made you feel. Social media hour. Fourth period will be YouTube University. We'll teach you how to do YouTube and how to make content and how to get yourself out there if that's what you want. If not, go roam the halls. Fifth period, lunch. Take an early lunch. Get some food in you. Eat the slop. Eat the slop from the cafeteria. Sixth period, back to basics. We got to go English. No, not English. Sixth period. What else was there in high school? Sixth period, we got to go to social studies. We got to go to social studies, but it's going to be social studies as told by Joe Rogan Experience. Social studies, in parentheses, as told by the Joe Rogan Experience. And you'll just watch episodes on the smartboard of JRE with all like the people that he's had on. It's like Graham Hancock. And you're just going to sit there and listen. There'll be a test on it, but like, don't worry about it. It'll be later. It'll be later. Your homework is to go home and just listen to more podcasts. 7th, 8th, and 9th will just scrap away. Forget it. And that's your high school day. That's your high school day. So you learn a little bit of reading. You learn a little bit of social media. You learn a little bit of YouTube. And you learn a little bit of history. What else do you need? A little bit of history. So you know about what happened and where you got to go. It's like a Kamala Harris quote. So yeah, that's the nation's report card. Shout out the kids, man. The kids will be fine. Kids will be all right. For sure. You can count on me. Trust me. Within the schools of California, there was some controversy in high school sports. Let's just take a look.
That's a boy! That's a boy! That's a man, man!
The student, whose name is A.B. Hernandez, has been dominating track and field competitions in the state of California and is now ranked #1 in the nation for girls track and field.
Transgender high school track star A.B. Hernandez has been dominating her competition, even winning a girls triple jump event by a whopping 8 feet over her naturally born biological competition, leaving the crowd at the event stunned. And AB's mama, well, she said if you got plans on hating, there'll be consequences for you too.
Please be cautious on the shirts you will be wearing. They could be a potential violation of Education Code Section 200 for bullying or harassment. And I wouldn't want anyone disqualified for, the negative influence from outside voices.
And on top of all that, the mama said don't be a bad sport by trying to sit out, because you'll only be hurting yourself.
Do not sit out because you are only hurting your own chances of placing and succeeding.
Touch and go, right? Touch and go topic. You might be sitting there thinking, dude, you're going to cover this? Yeah, I'll touch it. I'll poke it. We'll see what's going on here. Right. It's a story as old as time. Right? This is a biological male partaking in women's sports at a high school in California. Now, in the crowd, people are clearly upset. That's a man. Someone said in the comments right here, the mother is the real problem. She might be. Now, I don't want to be in violation of Section 200 in the Code of 200 and the bullying and harassment. I'm not here to bully. I'm not here to harass. I'm here to be nuanced. Here to be nuanced and just have a discussion, right? If AB wants to live that life, so be it. That's her choice. More power to her. But I love sports. I love competition. It's the ultimate breeding ground for success and individuality, and expression of oneself through sport is second to none in many, many things. Now, with that being said, how is this fair? You got to think logically. How is this fair to the actual biological women who are competing, especially in track and field? How do you figure that out? How do you navigate that? Because, as we all know, men, in many cases, are physically superior to women when it comes to sports, especially like track and field, long jumping, shock putting, pole vaulting, just sprinting. It's just nature. It's just the way it was drawn up. Whether you like it or not, that's the way it is. Now, I'm not saying by all standards in all cases, because there's a guy right now who weighs 3,000 pounds and he's just eating a bag of Cheetos. And a lot of people can outperform that guy. All right? There's women out there that'll kick my ass. I will get my ass whooped by Ronda. Ronda Rousey will kick my ass. I can train for like 3 years, 5 years, and she'll just kick my ass still, because she's been doing it her whole life. And that's fine by me. It's fine by me. But it's not fair to the women of the sports. This is like the same thing that happened at the Penn State University. It's the same thing that happened at Penn State, right? With the swimmer, I forgot the freaking name already. And, it's a biological male competing in women's swimming, and she's breaking records and just like beating the teammates, and like, it's not right. It's not right. And the girls couldn't speak out because they would get expelled from the school and the program, lose their scholarships, threatened if they speak out. It's just not right. It's just not right. So this story here, on top of the nation's failing report cards, there's also shit like this too. That's just like, it's got kids like just fucked up in the head. It's like, what's up from down? Like, I don't know left from right. Like, I don't want to be a dick, but like, is this cool? Like, is this right? My friend Janice, she's been running track her whole life. She's the sickest at long jumping I've ever seen. She's going to be an Olympian. And then here comes this person out of nowhere who's double the strength, double the freaking ability, double the height, width, whatever the fuck you want to talk about. So it ain't right. So a little touch here and there, a little touch on the topic. Smother's lost her mind. Smother's lost her mind. She doesn't know what's going on. She's appealing to the crowd. She's just trying to crowd please and be like, this is fantastic. And if you do this, you're going to be in violation of Section 200 of bullying and harassment. Be careful what t-shirt you wear. Come on. Come on. She's talking about people talking nonsense on the outside. That's me. That's me. She's talking to me. She told me directly through the screen, hey, you, shut up. No. No. I will not. Thank you very much. Thank you, YouTube, for this platform. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this episode, like and subscribe to support the channel. And check out the link in the description to join the Patreon and join the Discord to get access to the green room. It's a new year. It's 2026. Get out there and be active. If you got a passion project, if you got something you love doing, whether that's just a hobby or something you're trying to make more into a career or a living for yourself, get after it, man. Don't be lazy. You know, if you love something, just go do it. Just go do it. That's the day and age we live in. And 2026 is just ramping it up 10x. And there's no reason to stay behind and think that something, you know, is impossible. Anything's possible. And as long as you put your mind to it, be strong. I'll read a quote to you that I have on my desk here. Mindset. The driving force in the quest for success and achievement. A mindset that combines discipline, strength, and confidence and ambition is a powerful mindset. This can achieve anything it sets its sights on. A powerful mind can achieve anything. Good night.